Good morning, good evening, good day. Welcome back to my channel, Simple Living Suffolk, where I, Tilly, talk about books. This might be the most awkward video I've done because it's 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the day the video is coming out. My daughter's gone to school, but my boyfriend's working from home today. So he's still in bed. I did warn him that I would be filming a YouTube video this morning, so hopefully he doesn't come stomping down. However, there is obviously the awkwardness of him hearing me film. Anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. Have I done a video since the New Year? Yeah, I have. I did a 2024 roundup, but I think I filmed that on the 31st, so Happy New Year. Today I'm going to talk to you about my 2025 reading plans and the book buying ban that I alluded to a couple of videos ago. So, let's talk about my 2025 reading intentions. I always set a reading goal. I use Storygraph to track my reading, as I'm sure I've told you before, so you can follow me over there on the Storygraph. I'm Simple Living Suffolk. I've set my reading goal to be 26, same as I set myself last year. So I set it as 26 last year and I think I read 50, so quite a lot more. However, I'm setting myself low, gentle, kind to myself reading goals because I'm in the second year of my master's degree and my dissertation is due in September and I have a module starting next week. So for the next 6 months I'm going to be pretty busy. 9 months, in fact, for the next 9 months I'm going to be pretty busy with that, so I don't know how much I'm going to get to read for pleasure. So I've given myself a gentle target so that I don't feel too bad if I don't meet it. So 26 is one every 2 weeks, which I think is quite doable. I'm expecting to read more in like holidays and after September when my dissertation is done, and less during term time and the intense uni bit. One of my biggest intentions this year is to read from my TBR. I went a bit crazy in the last 2 years buying lots of new books. I strongly believe buying books and reading books are two wholly different hobbies. So I bought a lot of books, so I'm trying not to buy any new ones this year. So I'm reading from my own TBR. I've picked 25 to read in 25, and I picked those a couple of videos ago. So I won't go over them again, but they're ruminating around, so you'll hear me talk about them more as and when I read them. I also want to read all the books I borrowed from people, so there's quite a few I've borrowed, and then I went to see my friend on 27th I think and borrowed a load more. I love to shop her bookshelves. She does the same to me. I've got a few friends that every time I go to their house I'll just shop their bookshelf and decide if there's anything I want to borrow for a bit. So I think I'm looking at them now because I didn't bring them over here, but there's I think 8 that I borrowed from people. So that's sort of also on my list to read when I get a chance. And the book buying ban. That's the main thing I was going to talk to you about. So as I say, I went crazy buying books the last couple of years and I bought too many. Genuinely, I've got over 100 on my TBR, physical TBR. So my intentions are to reduce my physical TBR by reading them and not buying more. The exceptions to the book buying ban are I got a £15 Costa voucher for Christmas and my daughter got a £50 Waterstones voucher. So we did a little trade because she wasn't going to use the Waterstones one because she's 14 and she loves coffee. So I've got a £15 Waterstones voucher now. So I'm telling myself that I'm allowed to spend that when I want to, and that won't count as breaking the ban because it's a gift voucher. I wanted to try and use the library, keep using the library, which I use quite a lot. Annoyingly, it's not open on Mondays, which is one of my days off, but I do get there on a Wednesday quite often. I also want to start using BorrowBox for my audiobooks. So a lot of you know you get like 15 hours free on Spotify for audiobooks. However, if you download BorrowBox, you can sign in through your library area and there's a load of books on audiobooks as well. Not necessarily everything you want, and sometimes you have to wait for them, but it's a good option in terms of if you want to read more than 15 hours of audiobooks. And also if you just want to try not to use Spotify all the time. And to help me avoid breaking my book buying ban, I'm going to try and lean on people to borrow things instead of just buying them because it's easier. So for example, book club's on Monday and we're reading Milk Fed. And I'll write the author here because I can't remember. And I reserved it in the library straight after we decided to pick it. There's only 2 available in my local library, and I just checked online and they're not due back in until the 12th of Jan. And book club's the 13th of Jan, and so it doesn't give it time to get transferred from the library it got returned to the library I want to pick it up from by book club, which means I haven't got the book. So I didn't know what to do. I was thinking maybe I could audiobook it, but I do like to read the physical copy for book club because I feel like I immerse a little bit more. And also because it's only a week away. I find it hard to find time to audiobook. I tend to only really audiobook when I'm like driving, because even like running and stuff I can't really concentrate because I'm too busy thinking. I hate running. Anyway, so I reached out to the girls on my Discord girly book chat, and one of them had the book and has posted it to me. So I'm just waiting for that to arrive, which is amazing. So I'm all for like lending each other books, even if it means having to pop to the post office, because spending like £2 on postage instead of a tenner on a book is definitely worth it. Like I looked on Kindle and it was like £7. So it's going to be less than that to return the book in the post. So it's definitely worth it. Speaking of Kindle, I do have Kindle Unlimited currently. I'd got rid of it for ages, and then I got it back for a trial. And I think the trial's run out, and I think I'm still paying for it. Should I delete it or not? That's the question. I don't really read my Kindle loads, but I think in a year of book buying ban, it would be good to have it as like a crutch. I think I'm going to delete it. I think I'm going to cancel my subscription for Kindle Unlimited, and I think if later on in the year I'm really struggling, I can get it back. But I do think realistically I don't want to like have the crutch of getting new books on the Kindle instead of just reading the books I already own. So that's my 2025 intentions and my book buying ban. Oh, and one other thing I'm going to do, I almost forgot, is for every book I finish this year, I'm going to do a granny square with colours of yarn the colour of like the book cover. And so then hopefully I can put them all together and make a lovely blanket at the end of the year, this year, next year, in a few years, when I've read enough books and made enough granny squares. If you head over to my Instagram, Simple Living Suffolk, you will see my first attempt at the first book I read this year, which is Carrie Soto is Back, where I've started the granny square. However, having said that, I've done about 3 attempts of it. Firstly, I tried to do an exact replica of the front of it, which looked rubbish. Then I tried to do a granny square based on the colours using yarn I had, which was okay, but the colours weren't quite right. So then I did another attempt with slightly better picked colours, and that's almost finished, but I just want to buy a bright pink yarn. And I kind of thought, yeah, I'm buying yarn, but I'm not on a yarn buying ban, and I've got a Hobbycraft voucher. Let a woman have some joys. Anyway, so I'm doing that. So if you want to see my progress on that, pop over to my Instagram and you'll see. Maybe I'll show someone here if I get a chance. Now, having said all of that, would you like to see the books that I got gifted for Christmas and the books I bought before my book buying ban started? Here we go. So my sister bought me 3 lovely little romances because she knows I love them. So we're starting with The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. I'm guessing it's a fake dating trope, and they're dressed as doctors. Stunning. Then there is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, Cowgirl. Again, Looks like a romance from the front. Lovely. Then we've got Alison Hammond's book Bombshell, which I think my sister bought purely because Alison Hammond wrote it, which is great. We love Alison Hammond. So that's the ones from my sister. I'm very excited to read those. And then this is the year of beautiful illustrated versions of books. So this is a book that I've already read, but my best friend bought me a gorgeous illustrated version for Christmas. And so I'm going to reread it, but with the illustrated version. And it is Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. This is one of my favourite books. It's just like messy, sad girl vibes, bit in a classic. And let me find some, so can you see gorgeous illustrations? So I can't wait to read this. So I think I'm going to read this soon actually, because I'm really excited for it, and I love The Bell Jar, and I want to do a few more rereads in 25 as well. So that's from my best friend. And then from my boyfriend, which is so completely off-piste. He, like, it was not on like a list or ideas of things I told him I would like, and he went completely off-piste, and it's an amazing, another illustrated book, Mythos, the Illustrated Story by Stephen Fry. How gorgeous is this? I'll be honest, I've started reading it and I took the dust sheet off. I put it back on for the sake of this video. So if I show you, look, it's lovely. That's just words. Where's some more pictures? Oh, lovely. So I want to read a story a day with my boyfriend from this book. It's the 8th, and so far we've read one story. So it's not going perfectly, teething problems because we're busy and we forget and things like that. But the plan is we're going to read it together. So we've read the introduction basically out of chaos, but really enjoying it. So this is a gorgeous gift. And then, so they're all the books I was gifted, plus that £15 Waterstones voucher, which I will buy some stuff later on. And then also so when I visited my best friend the other day and I got that book for my Christmas gift, and I shopped her bookshelf to borrow some books, and then we went to a charity shop and I bought some more books. I'm obsessed. Also, can I just say, she got me that illustrated version of one of my favourite books for Christmas, and I got her this gorgeous A Recipe a Day book. And so I just love how, like, on the same level we are, that we both bought each other books. It's perfect. Anyway, so from the charity shop, I bought Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. So this is one I've read before, and I read it about nearly 10 years ago, I think. I read it when I was studying in Norwich, because I remember reading it on the train. So that was between 2016 and 2018. And I remember reading it while listening to Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division, because I was like hyper-focused on that album at the time. And so She Lost Control Again, the song, I immediately relate to this book. Do you ever do that? Anyway, I saw someone on Book Talk, I think it was Florence Harvey, talking about having read this book and loving it, and I remember reading it and loving it, and I didn't own it, so I decided to buy it because it's only £1, and I'm going to do a reread. So that's another one of my rereads this year. Completely worth it. And anyone who's watched all of my videos, or some of the older ones, she says, like, she's been doing this for ages, it's been like 2 months, will know that I picked up The Marriage Portrait from the library thinking it was a different book. Anyway, I found the book I thought it was in the charity shop, The Bandit Queens by Perina Schroff, the one where she kills her husband and then loads of women come around and ask her to help her kill their husbands, or like she accidentally kills her husband, but then she does help them kill their husbands. Anyway, so this was only £1 as well, so I bought this because I knew it was on my TBR to read. So they are the books I bought. So these are all my Christmas gifts, the ones I bought. They're my 2025 intentions. How do I wrap this up? That's it from me, I suppose. That's my 2025 stuff. Next week's video is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog. I'm currently reading a book from my 25 in 25, and I'm kind of vlogging as I go along. So hopefully it's good. We'll see, won't we? I'm kind of nervous about having to jump all the video clips together because that's a lot more editing than I'm used to, but hey. People keep walking past my house on the way to work and I'm just sitting here talking to myself, so that's quite embarrassing. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you very much. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell me any sorts of videos you'd like in 2025. I'm trying to think of doing a few different challenges. I'd like to do a 24-hour readathon. I'm doing this reading vlog, but if there's anything else you can think of, if you want me to do like a scavenger hunt to pick a book, if you want me to do a blind pick, like on a Wheel of Fortune thing, anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, have a lovely week. Thanks for being here, and bye.